everybody think I hate Tennessee football so much? I don't hate Tennessee football. This is trash talk, people. That's all it is. Trash talk is a part of college football. I realize that part of college football, trash talking, is not something that everyone enjoys, and I honestly don't care. This is how I college football. This is how I do it. Different people do it different ways. This is how I do it. I trash talk. I don't hate Tennessee football. Some of these people are deep in their feelings, and I'm not surprised. Let's be real here for a second. Okay, let's just be honest. Now, first of all, I've been on here for almost a decade. Been on here since, 2014? So I've been through the good, the bad, the in-between, coaches getting fired, coaches getting hired. I've been through a loss at home on homecoming to Vanderbilt. I've been right here on YouTube to brag or cry before, during, and after every single Georgia game since 2014. Like any serious, real fan. All these Tennessee fans that have shown up in the last 3 weeks, where were you a month ago? Where were you this time last year? Where were you this time in 2019, 18, 17? You were nowhere to be found. So I get it. I get it. You stumbled across the internet. What a coincidence. At the exact same time that Tennessee, your team, happened to become good at football. Well, there's always plenty of room in every fan base for the fair weather fan. And so I would like to welcome the 90 to 95% of Tennessee fans who have been watching Uncle Lou for the last couple of weeks, who just discovered all this a couple of weeks ago. But no, I don't hate Tennessee football, okay? This is trash talk. Oh, look, if I make a video and I talk about Tennessee, it's the same comments. Look how he talk about Tennessee, he must be scared. I make a video, I don't talk about Tennessee. Look how he made a video and didn't even mention Tennessee, he must be scared. The hell am I scared of? I'm not scared of anything. You can beat Georgia 100-0 today. Guess what? Uncle Lou gonna be right back on here at halftime and after the game. Either way, that's the difference between me and you. I'm a serious fan. You're not. You're not. If Georgia's winning by 3 touchdowns at halftime, you won't be here. You won't. If Georgia wins by 1 or 100 at the end of the game, you won't be here. I will. I don't hate Tennessee. Losing to Tennessee would suck in the same way that losing any game sucks. There's nothing special about Tennessee. I don't make my videos with the thought in mind, what can I do for Tennessee fans in this video? No, I do this to every team and for every team year round since 2014. But like I said, the overwhelming majority of Tennessee fans on the internet today apparently just discovered the internet 3 weeks ago. You idiots were nowhere to be found a month ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Nowhere. Fair weather. But no, I don't hate Tennessee football. I can give you some examples of things I hate if that's what you want. The Tennessee football stuff is just trash talk. Here, I wrote down a list of some things I actually hate, just so you can understand the difference between football trash talk and things I actually hate. Dolly Parton. Fuck this big-titted hoe. Dolly Parton's got to be one of the most overrated human beings in the history of mankind. A one-hit song 50 years ago? Nobody cares. I promise. I'm dead serious. Nobody cares. Working 9 to 5. It must have been 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. She looks like a prostitute. She looks like you know what Dolly Parton looks like? Dolly Parton looks like a 125-year-old prostitute who's had 50 plastic surgeries to make herself only appear to be 85, right? That's what she looks like. She's a female Frankenstein. Dolly Parton. And fuck Dolly World too. It's got to be the worst amusement park in the country. What is the infatuation with fucking Dolly World? How many Six Flags are there from coast to coast? The worst one is 100 times better than Dolly World. Dolly World is a brothel with a roller coaster. That's it. Nobody gives a fuck about Dolly Parton, except for a handful of idiots that live in Tennessee that think Dolly Parton is some kind of American treasure. Nobody gives a... Dolly Parton is like dollar store Betty White. Betty White is a real American hero. Dolly Parton ain't nothing but a fake tittied hoe. What else do I hate? Graceland. What? People coming from all over to look at this Section 8 property. Why? Why? Because some washed up artist used to live there and died taking a dump? Who gives a shit? Hell, Elvis didn't even give a shit. That's why he died while doing it. Graceland. People lined up, walking through there like it's some kind of museum. Oh, look, if you look right there, you can see his feet prints where he was hunched around the toilet when he croaked. Fucking Elvis in Graceland. It's a Section 8 property. Graceland. If Elvis wouldn't have died young, nobody'd give a shit about him today. That's the sad reality. And people don't like to hear that. And unfortunately, this isn't something that's true just about Elvis either. A lot of these celebrities and musicians and people like that die really young, the legend of them becomes greater than the reality. At the risk of pissing off people that aren't Tennessee fans, you can throw Nirvana into that list too. Nirvana's not any good. I'm sorry. If Kurt Cobain was still alive today, people would not be looking at Nirvana like they do. Just because somebody dies doesn't mean they were great. And that's the case with Graceland and Elvis. Man, eating fried banana sandwiches and died taking a shit. And now people line up to see it. What a fucking joke Graceland is. You know who else ain't worth a shit? Kenny Chesney and Morgan Wallen. All of country music actually can kiss my fucking ass. Country music would be okay if it wasn't so tightly associated with Tennessee. And Nashville's not a great city either. And I know y'all are in Knoxville and Vanderbilt's in Nashville. At least Nashville's better than Knoxville. But that's really the only thing good about Nashville. Nashville's not even really a city. Nashville's like a brand. It's not even... It's hard to describe. Why is nobody from Nashville? Can someone explain that to me? Nobody is from Nashville. Now, some people say they're from Nashville, the same way some people say they're from Atlanta, but really they live 45 minutes in some other town. Why is nobody from Nashville? Nobody. You can't find anybody in Nashville that's from Nashville. The people that are actually from Nashville, first chance they get the fuck out. Fuck Nashville and fuck country music. These are some things I actually hate. You know what else I hate? Both your fucking aquariums. Georgia, you want to see a real aquarium, you got to come to Atlanta. The Georgia Aquarium y'all's two aquariums are a fucking joke. My daughter had better aquariums in her bedroom when she was 6 years old than them two dried up ass aquariums in Tennessee. Both of them. Neither one of them worth the shit. Knoxville and Neyland, already talked about that. Neyland's the worst fucking stadium in the country. Neyland is so goddamn bad, they had to reduce the capacity. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. Most people are expanding capacity, trying to figure out a way to fit more fans in. Not Tennessee. I guess y'all got tired of those aerial shots for the last 24 years that show Neyland Stadium half fucking empty in the middle of the game while y'all are catching a 40-point ass beating to whatever random team you happen to be playing on any given week, reducing the size of the stadium. How about instead of reducing the stadium, you modernize it? Worse bleachers? Why do y'all have to pump in sound too? Always bragging about how loud it is in Neyland. Yeah, I guess so when there's speakers under every fucking seat. Goddamn joke, man. Neyland is a disaster. You ought to tear that thing down. Well, they should have tore the Tennessee football program down about 15 years ago, but they need to tear Neyland down. But those are some things I actually hate. So no, I don't hate Tennessee football. We just happen to be playing Tennessee this week, so they're getting a little bit of Uncle Lou attention. Hate Tennessee football. You guys need to understand the difference between trash talk and actual hate. And yes, I did make some notes for this video because I've been running behind this week on this friggin' video. How many of you dumbasses are watching this video on a computer right now that's running Windows 98? Probably not a single one of you. You know why? Because that was a long time ago. Most of you dummies weren't even alive in 1998. The last time Tennessee meant anything at all in the world of college football. And I'm not talking about just because you won a national title that year. Hell, you haven't even won the conference since 1998. Haven't played in the Sugar Bowl in 25 friggin' years. These are all things that happened last century. Yeah, Windows 98 was a breakthrough. Yeah, it was great. It was the talk of the town, right? Everyone had to have it. 25 fucking years ago. That's the last time you mattered as a football team. You hadn't done shit since then, nothing, except rinse and repeat a cycle of washed up, used coaches who ain't worth a shit. And even the ones who were worth a shit weren't worth a shit at Tennessee, like Lane Kiffin. Hell, even Butch friggin' Jones is winning 10 games a year at Cincinnati. Comes down there, can't make a bowl. Can't make a bowl. Did beat an unranked Virginia Tech team in week 2 in 2016, though, and hoisted up a NASCAR trophy. Well, what a fucking joke. What a goddamn joke. And why are y'all in love with all these bum-ass coaches in year 2? I don't understand it. Go back and look. And I've got the comments on my channel to prove it, Jack. Y'all thought Butch Jones was the greatest coach in the country in year 2. Y'all thought Jeremy Pruitt was the greatest coach in the country in year 2. And Heupel, now in year 2, is suddenly the greatest coach in the country because he's got some kind of a gimmick offense where he tries to catch the defense off guard by running plays as fast as he can. And every once in a while, he hits a wide open bomb to some wide receiver running down the field, and they're able to score a few points. Well, whoopity fucking do. The circus is fun too the first couple of times you see it. After that, been there, done that. And Georgia has been there, done that. Something nobody on Tennessee's team was alive the last time Tennessee did, way back in 1998. Now give me a fucking hashtag 2021 in the chat. You're reigning national fucking champions. Show some respect. Listen to this list of movies. Titanic, Armageddon, Saving Private Ryan, The Water Boy, Rush Hour 1. Rush Hour 1? No. Yep, Rush Hour 1. Lethal Weapon. They were still making Lethal Weapon movies the last time you guys were any good. Holy shit. All of those movies came out in 1998. Rush Hour 1? Oh my God. 1998 in the chat. Fuck it. Put it in there. What else can we talk about here? Nothing? Well, don't worry. Don't worry. Let's think of something. Oh, boy. I love getting y'all riled up. Let me read y'all some comments that have been on my channel. Here you go. Y'all will enjoy this. Y'all know I do the comment on the comments video sometimes. Didn't do a comment on the comments video this week, but just listen to these comments. These are hilarious. Dobb heaves it, Lou. You're living on borrowed time. You know Georgia is about to tote that L. What is this one? Lou always acts like UGA is better than Tennessee. Get ready to break another TV. Oh, here's one. I was just talking about this. Head coach, year 2. You know what that means, Lou. Yeah, I know what that means. What is this one? Oh, this is a good one. Georgia has no offense. Stetson Bennett sucks. Okay. Well, he's got more passing yards than Hendon Hooker, though. But yeah, Georgia has no offense. Now, they're number 2 in total offense in the country. Number 6 in scoring offense. But okay, Georgia has no offense. Bennett sucks. Those are this year's stats, though. Now, let's look at this one. What is this? UJ ain't played nobody. Defense won't be able to stop the Tennessee hurry-up. Now, those comments are funny, right? And kind of obvious, right? Why are they obvious? Why are they predictable? Why am I not surprised to look down and see these comments? Why are you not surprised that I just read them to you? The first comment I read, Dobbs heaves it. You're losing again, Lou. That was from a Tennessee video I made in 2017. Right before Georgia beat you, 41-0? This one. Lou always acts like Georgia is better than Tennessee. Get ready to break a TV. That was from a Tennessee video I made in 2018. Head coach, second year improvement, blah, 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 blah. That was from a comment on a video I made in 2019. Jeremy Pruitt's second year. Georgia has no offense. Stetson Bennett sucks. That was way back in 2020. Hey, does Stetson Bennett really suck? Are y'all sure? I dropped my damn notebook. I got to get back to the. Now I got to get back to the. Got to get back to these amazing comments y'all left me. Here we go. That was way back in 2020. Did y'all know Stetson Bennett's 2-0 against Tennessee? How's that possible? How's that possible? I don't know, but it is. And then the last comment I read, UJ ain't played nobody. Defense ain't holding up against the hurry-up offense. That was from last year. So, yeah, the comments are funny, even if they were made on this year's videos, but they weren't. I went back over the last 5 years. It's the same comments every year. And guess what? The result of the game is the same, too. Y'all keep just catching giant fucking L's every goddamn time. It's hilarious. What else do you want to talk about? 90% of the money in this game is on Tennessee. Oh, my God. This is the closest thing to a guaranteed, not only a win for Georgia, but a cover to spread for Georgia I think I've ever seen. You know how unusual it is for 90% of the money to be on one team and the line not go drastically down? Now, it has gone down. In fact, it went all the way down to 7 and 7.5 a couple of days ago. But guess what? Back up to 8.5 now. 90% of the money on Tennessee. You ever heard the expression fade to public? If you're any type of gambler, you already know. Boy, Vegas is laughing. Vegas might be laughing at you more than I am. And trust me, I'm laughing big time. I'm laughing big time. A guaranteed cover for Georgia, 90% of the money on Tennessee. Hey, let me give you, look, they don't tear down casinos in Las Vegas to make them smaller, do they? No. They tear them down to make them bigger. Why? Because 90% of the betting public puts their money on Tennessee, so I guess there's some casino in Vegas right now getting ready to get tore down so they can make it bigger after this game. Congratulations to all you idiots who flushed your money down the toilet by betting on Tennessee. Do butt chug funnels come in different diameters? Now, I don't know anything at all about butt chug funnels because I'm a normal human being who lives in Georgia, not Tennessee. This whole butt chug phenomenon that y'all have up there in Tennessee, besides just being extremely weird, it's just very confusing to the average idiot like me. Is it a one-size-fits-all deal? Do the funnels, like when you buy the funnel, does the length matter? I guess the length would matter to a certain extent because the further you can stick it up your own butthole, maybe the better off you'll be or something. I don't know. But it seems like the diameter of the tubing would be what was more important. I mean, you don't want the thing just falling out. Is this why almost every Tennessee fan I know has to wear a diaper? Their butthole can just no longer hold in their own doo-doo because they done had so many butt chug funnels stuffed up in there? I don't know. These are the type of questions I have when I see Tennessee fans or read comments from Tennessee fans also and too. You're 8-0? Great. Aren't 6 of those games at home, though? But Lou, we have 2 road wins. Yeah, you beat Pitt in overtime. Congratulations. You scored 27 on Pitt in overtime. Or he scored 27 on Pitt in regulation and did beat them in overtime. Now, they're a 4-4 team that lost at home to Georgia Tech, which is one of the worst programs in the country, and Georgia Tech didn't need overtime to do it. But why did you struggle against Pitt? Well, easy. Couldn't run the ball. Yeah, you couldn't run the ball. Now, casual nitwits think Tennessee is an air-it-out team, and while Tennessee does have the ability to go deep, we've seen that on SportsCenter highlights over the course of the season. Tennessee is primarily a running team. They run the ball 60% of the time. And newsflash, they're good at it this year. When they play teams that can't stop the run. But when they play a team that can, like Pitt, and the ground game comes to a halt, there ain't shit they can do. And that's what's going to happen when you play Georgia today. You had the same gimmick offense last year, with the same quarterback last year, Hendon Hooker. And you ran for about 50 yards on Georgia en route to a 41-17 beatdown. Well, we're better at running the ball this year, Lou. Are you? Are you sure? Are you sure you're better at running the ball this year than you were last year? Well, let's go to the tape. Let's go to the tape. I should just end this now. I should just end you now. End the video now. Let them beat you down so bad. Boy, I done beat you down. I know I wrote this shit down. Yeah, here we go. Hate to do this to you. Hold on a second. Get out of there, dummy. Here, this will make life easier. This might make life a little easier. Here you go. I wrote this down. Last year, Tennessee was 12th in the country in rushing. That's good. That's real good. You ran the ball for 217 a game last year. That's great. 50 yards against Georgia and you got humiliated. This year, 200 a game. Now, I know there's a lot of Tennessee people watching that don't understand basic math. 200 a game is less than 217 a game, okay? So you're worse at running the ball this year than you were last year. Last year, or this year, you're 23rd in the country at rushing. Now, look, that's still pretty good. But the point is you were better last year. 12th last year, 23rd this year. 217 a game last year, only 200 a game this year. And again, you had 55 yards rushing against Georgia last year. 330 yards passing you had, still only scored 17 points. Why? Because you couldn't run the ball, and you're not running the ball today. Nobody's ran the ball on Georgia in 5 years. You're not about to do it now. Dude, you lost 15 players in the NFL draft. It hasn't appeared to matter. Ball, tard. Georgia's in the top 5 of every single defensive category known to man. Fucking idiot. Damn, you dumb. You're pretty dumb. Georgia's running for 202 a game? Uh-oh. Last year, Georgia rushed for twice their average on you. Georgia's running for 202 a game this year. Last year, they were running for like 160 a game and ran for almost 300 on you. So almost double their average, which tells me I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Georgia get to 300 yards rushing today. They might just embarrass you and humiliate you on the ground just for the fun of it. Not that Stetson Bennett couldn't do it. Of course he could. Like I said, he's got more passing yards than Hendon Ho. Heisman frontrunner Hendon Ho. Being outpassed this year by Stetson Bennett. And what's all these casual fan comments I keep seeing about, oh, we got to do stuff, Brock Bowers. Oh, Georgia got Brock Bowers. Georgia ain't got none but Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers has 3 touchdown catches this year, you fucking moron. What's wrong with you? I'm seriously asking. What's wrong? Brock Bowers has 3 touchdown catches this year. That's it. And Georgia is 6th in the country in scoring. So somebody is scoring touchdowns. Not named Brock Bowers. And there's another stat floating around too. Hey Lou, did you know that in the last 27 quarters, Georgia doesn't have a wide receiver that has caught a pass for more than 30 or 40 yards? Apparently that doesn't seem to be mattering either because like I said, Stetson Bennett has more passing yards than Hendon Ho, who closes his eyes and hits 40-yard bombs for a living. So apparently that doesn't matter. Newsflash, also in 2. You're allowed to throw the ball to people that aren't wide receivers. So tight ends, running backs, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, I think. Georgia's averaging over 300 yards a game in the air. Stop acting like Georgia can't throw the ball because of some cherry-picked stat about a wide receiver not having a catch over a certain number of yards. There really is something wrong with the Tennessee man. There's seriously something wrong with the Tennessee man. I don't understand y'all. Well, I do kind of get it. Like I said, the majority of y'all haven't been paying attention to college football since last century when Tennessee was relevant. So welcome to the modern age, I guess. It's good to have you around. Unfortunately, this will be the last day for a lot of you. This ain't my first rodeo. Like I said, I go through this every week, every single season. Now, it's been a little bit more ridiculous with Tennessee this year because they're 8-0, but this happens every week with every team. The fans show up, they tell me they're going to beat Georgia, they run their mouth for a week or two, Georgia wins, they disappear, I'll never see them again. Same thing's going to happen. So to those of you, I'd like to say thank you for hanging around for the last couple of weeks. I've enjoyed educating you and humiliating you on pretty much a daily basis over the last 2 weeks. I am sad to see you go. Not going to lie. I am sad to see you go. It's November 5th, right? So you got 2 months and a week, basically, left in the college football season until the national title game is played in the middle of January. So I guess we'll see you back in about 2 months and 2 weeks, right? Right after the national title game is played, Tennessee football team be sitting at home watching it, of course. 1998 is going to live forever, okay? Hashtag 1998 is going to live forever. Doesn't even matter what happens in today's game, which Georgia's winning, but that's neither here nor there for the purposes of this conversation. 1998 will live on. You're not winning a national title. Hell, you're not even beating Georgia. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So the national title game is like 2 months and 1 week away. So to the Tennessee fans, I guess we'll see you back 2 months and 2 weeks from now when it's officially the off season, which is the season for Tennessee fans. Tennessee has been the off-season champions for as long as YouTube has been around. They love to talk in the off-season. They're going 15-0. This is the year. Look at the improvement we had last year. Look at this guy coming back. Every other team we play lost all these people. You know why every other team you play loses people every year to the NFL draft? Because they have good players, you fucking idiot. Hasn't Tennessee had something like 2 players drafted in the last 4 years or something like that? And I don't see very many draftable players on this year's team. Look, Hendon Hooker, stop it. It's a gimmick offense, and Hendon Hooker is a product of that. That's it. That's it. Jalen Hyatt, maybe. Jalen Hyatt. As far as your defense goes, there ain't anybody watching this video right now who's not a Tennessee fan that can name 3 defensive players. Because why would you? You won't need to. They're horrible. Oh, Lou, but didn't they hold Kentucky to 6 points and Will Levis under 100 yards passing? Yeah, they did. Best game they've played all year. Is that what we're doing? We're going to pick out the best game a team has played all year and then try to apply that to this game, as opposed to taking the average of what we've seen from the team over the course of the season? I mean, Georgia beat Oregon like a rented mule, 49-3, and all y'all tell me constantly is, yeah, but that doesn't matter. Georgia played their best game. Oregon played their worst game. Plus, Oregon is better now. Is Pitt better now, too? Is that what you're telling? So Pitt would beat you today? Teams get better over the course of the season, Lou. That's what, and then I look at him and I go, what about Georgia? No, except Georgia. Georgia's gotten worse, Lou. Okay, yep, so every team that you've beat was better when you beat them than they are now. Every team that Georgia has beat was worse than they are now. Tennessee is getting better over the course of the year, as is most other teams, but Georgia's getting worse. I mean, you talk yourself into these circles. You're like what are you like? You know what you remind me of? You're like a special needs kid that they throw them in one of these padded rooms, a circular room, and they tell him they'll give him a Jolly Rancher if he can find the corner. And he's in there for a week, walking around the same room, circular room, looking for a corner. That's what you are. Tennessee fans. One good year, and you guys are an internet disease. Forget the COVID vaccine. We need a Voltard vaccine. You people have come out. It looks like somebody kicked an old log and a bunch of roaches crawled out of it or something. It's just weird. Where were you? Where were all these people a year ago, 2 years ago? Where were you? You weren't here. You weren't. And look, they're going to say, oh, look, just because they weren't watching you, Lou, don't mean they weren't around. Look, I go to dozens and dozens of college football channels from all different teams to national analyst football channels. I've been watching them all for years. You go to any of them over the last 3 weeks, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of Tennessee fans all over these places that were never there before. Where were they? Where were they? Now here they are. But they won't, like I said, they won't be here long. Look, the entire college football world is going to owe me, mainly me, and Georgia an apology at about 7:30 today. Everyone hates Tennessee right now. Why? They're fans. It's got nothing to do with the team. It's got nothing to do with the team having one good year since last century. No, it's the fans. Obnoxious everywhere. What's the expression? Act like you've been there before? That's the problem. None of them have. The last time Tennessee even won their own division, there was no such thing as the iPhone. I mean, it's just been forever since they were any good, so you got to cut them a little bit of slack, I guess. But look, Tennessee having a good season this year is like some 35-year-old virgin that fucks a fat, ugly girl. Okay, they're not a virgin anymore, but they fucked a fat, ugly girl. And still, they were a 35-year-old virgin. And just because they fucked a fat, ugly girl doesn't mean next year they're not going to be that same 35-year-old virgin that they were the year before. And that's Tennessee. That's Tennessee. They're having their moment. And that moment comes to an end today, 3:30, between the hedges in Sanford Stadium. 6 home games you played, 2 on the road, 1 at Pitt, 1 at 9 in the morning at LSU. I mean, just give me a break with that. You're not prepared for what you're walking into today. The better team wins in college football 99% of the time, unless they commit 17 penalties, let wide receivers run wide open for 50 and 60-yard touchdowns 5 and 6 times a game, commit special teams turnovers, and miss a game-winning field goal with 20 seconds to go. And when that happens, the less talented team can win. And that's what happened to Tennessee against Alabama this year for the first time in 16 years. And I'll go ahead and admit it right now. If Georgia commits 17 penalties, commits special teams turnovers, commits 5 or 6 50-yard touchdown passes or longer, and misses a game-winning kick with 20 seconds to go, Tennessee might win the game. I'll give you that. Oh, and if the game gets moved to Knoxville. Yeah. But unless all of those things happen, I'm taking the good guys. Georgia. So I'll make you a deal, okay? I'll make you a deal. Y'all can pack up that group of butt-chug Olympians you call a football team into whatever meat wagon you towed them around in. Come south to Athens. Georgia will be there waiting at 3:30 between the hedges. We'll kick it off on CBS national television. You're about to get embarrassed in front of your mother, your sister, wife, God, and everyone else. That's what's going to happen unless you change your mind. But if you come, Georgia will be there waiting. And I hope you do come. I hope you do come too. I hope you do come. Meat wagon. Fresh meat coming to Sanford Stadium today at 3:30. Anyway, it's been nice knowing you Voltards, and I'll see you in the off season, because after today, you're disappearing until then. Now come get you some of this, you bunch of fucking bitches.